Hello, welcome to this video on Bodhicaryavatara, chapter 6, that's Kshanti Paramita, verse 19. As usual, I will read the text, read the verse without the text on screen, and for the second reading, I'll call it up on screen. Duhkepi naiva chittasya prasadang kshobhayed buddha sangramo hi saha kleshair yuddhe cha sulabhavyatha. Now call up the text. Oops, sorry. Duhkepi naiva chittasya prasadang kshobhayed buddha sangramo hi saha kleshair yuddhe cha sulabhavyatha. The subject, you can treat the first line as a sentence on its own. In fact, the second line follows on from it as a sentence, but you can treat the first line as a full sentence. Buddha means it's an ordinary word of the language meaning the intelligent person. The root bud, which has been to wake up, past participle Buddha with a double D, H, awakened. Written with a single D is just an ordinary word meaning intelligent. So the idea of intelligence and being awake kind of overlap here. Talk about somebody being wide awake in the sense of having his wits about him, knows what's going on. This just here translated as the wise man, wise person. Not necessarily even as great as wise, just an intelligent person. So the intelligent person, na kshubhayet prasadam. This kshubhayet here, it's from the root kshub, meaning to disturb or shake. As an intransitive verb, it means to be shaken or disturbed. As a transitive verb, you can make a class 10 transitive verb out of it with a guna of the u, so it's kshobhayati. It's a class 4 verb as an intransitive, which is kshobhyati, class 4, that's the y inserted as part of the stem, so kshobhyati, to be agitated, shaken, or disturbed. Make a class 10 transitive or causative verb out of it, is kshobhyati, to here it means either to disturb, agitate, or to, here it has the sense of to allow to be disturbed. So not exactly make disturb, but let it be disturbed, allow it to be disturbed by dukkha. This is the optative form. The indicative is kshobhayati. Optative is kshobhayet. And the t of kshobhayet, so on its own, where I'm highlighting here, in the analyzer, kshobhayet becomes, of course, kshobhayed by santi with the following ba. So prasadam, na kshobhayet prasadam. He should not allow the prasada to be disturbed. Prasada, I'll come to in a moment. Chittasya, the chittasya prasadam. The prasada here will just for a moment translate as the calmness, serenity, chittasya of his mind. So Buddha duhkepi, even in dukkha, duhke api, api even, duhke in dukkha, even in suffering, duhke api by santi duhkepi. Na kshobhayet, let him not allow to be disturbed. Buddha na kshubhayet, let not the wise man allow to be disturbed. Prasadam chittasya, the prasada of his chitta, the serenity of his heart mind. The eva here, I'm not sure whether here eva normally adds something, and it often means kind of only, singly, uniquely, just that, exactly that among others. Possibly it has the force here in dukkha, most especially. He should not allow the prasadam of his chittasya to be disturbed, though I confess I'm not totally certain here what the force of the eva is. Normally, eva does have a very distinguishable force and meaning to it, which should not be omitted from the translation. But here we've got the pi, which is very distinctly has a meaning, even in suffering. You should not allow the chitta of your mind to be disturbed. Sangramo hi saha kleshai yudhe cha sulabhavyata. This particle hi here, when you have one proposition, one statement, followed by another statement, and that statement has he as the second word, this he often has the meaning of for or because, or it reinforces the first statement by giving a reason for it. So here we might say that the intelligent person, the wise person, even in suffering, the wise person should not allow the prasada of his chitta to be disturbed. For the battle is with the defilements. This English for as a conjunction, not the preposition for, doing something for somebody, but the conjunction which introduces the second half of a sentence by way of explanation or support for what's being said in the first half. So Sangramohi Sahakleshai, for the battle is with the defilements. In other words, we've got a major serious battle on here, and there's bound to be dukkha, and the wise man needs to have the prasada of his chitta, akshobhita, undisturbed, for the battle is with the defilements. So sangramohi saha kleshe. Now this is saha with kleshe, instrumental plural, because the saha with takes the instrumental. Usually saha is a postposition rather than a preposition. You'll more often than not find it coming after the word it qualifies. So with the defilements, you'd more often see kleshe saha rather than saha kleshayat. But saha kleshayat, of course, is perfectly correct, but just slightly less usual. So, sangramohi saha kleshay, for the battle is with the kleshas. Yudhecha, and in battle or war, in warfare, sulabha vyata. Vyata is any kind of pain or discomfort or anything that's not nice. And sulabha is from our root lab, to receive or to obtain. Let me just call up some. Oops. Here we are. So root lab, to get, to obtain, cognate actually with the Latin word labor, laborare, labor, laborare, to work, on the grounds that the Sanskrit root is the getting of it, the Latin root is what you have to do in order to get something. That's the underlying meaning of labor, labor. Now the prefix su, the usual meaning of the prefix su, as we know, is good or well, lovely, but it often has the meaning of easy. So, for example, from the root kr, to do, we have sukara. Doesn't mean beautifully done, just means easy to do, therefore easy. Sulabha means easy to obtain, and by extension means it commonly happens. For example, if you put the du in front of it, which becomes durlabha, literally here, difficult of obtaining, that sometimes has the meaning of just rare, not easily come by, not easily found, not easily got, rare, durlabha. So here we have sulabha vyata. Vyata, feminine noun. So I said any kind of pain, distress, discomfort. So sulabha, make it feminine. Sulabha vyata. Leave out the verb is, not needed in a context like this in Sanskrit. So sulabha vyata. So pain or distress, discomfort is easy to come by, common, usual. Sulabhavyata. It's usual, it's common. So sangrama, this grama, it's from I've done I think an explanation of it. Yeah, we have grama, a village, which is actually from the grah. Grah, the root you find in Vedic and Sanskrit, grah and grab, directly cognate with our English grab and grip. So a grama, a derivative of that word, means a grouping, and therefore by extension it's come to mean a village. In fact, the word group is etymologically cognate with this, with the greh root. So sangrama, the original meaning was grouping together, but then by extension just came to mean a battle. So sangramohi, for the battle, saha kleshe, for the battle is with the kleshas, yudhecha sulabhavyata, and in war or in strife, in combat. And by the way, yuddha doesn't, there's a difference in a battle and a war. But this distinction, yuddha, can mean, but a sangrama would specifically mean a particular battle, struggle. But the yuddha can mean battle or war. There's not this distinction, sorry, badly put. There's not this distinctive difference in battle, a single battle, and a war in these words as there would be in English. Any kind of strife or struggle. Yuddhe, from the root yud, just meaning to fight. Fightable, we make the guna of the u, so yodhya. You don't often, yodhya, future passive participle with a ya, yodhya. Normally found in its negated form, ayodhya, literally unfightable, therefore invincible or impregnable. Sometimes used as an auspicious name given to towns and cities, and Ayodhya in the Thai pronunciation, in Thai it's pronounced Ayutthaya, so the city of Ayutthaya in Thailand, meaning exactly that, the invincible. Just come back to Chisatta Prasadam. This prasada, which I've done a detailed note on it here. Prasada is from the root sad, meaning to sit. Let me call the note up for you. To sit. and it's a bit of an irregular verb because the root is sad, but the present system makes sidati, prasidati. Prasad, past participle prasanna, verbal noun prasada, with the pra, it means through, settling through, settling down. The imagery here is a liquid, say water, that's been water with a muddy bottom that's been stirred up, and these specks of mud, they're floating in the water, making the water unclear and muddy. The prasada is the process of these muddy, almost defilements, really, the muddy, dirty bits settling to the bottom. Prasidanti, they settle down, leaving, and that's the action of settling down, and also this state resulting from the settling down. So this idea of water that has got no stains in it, the clear, pure water, by extension refers to the pure, clear mind, and the mind clear specifically of anger or ill will, the mind that is shining now with its natural wisdom, and therefore a mind of calmness and wisdom. In modern India, um, the secondary meaning is that prasad, it's pronounced, it's in modern India, in the languages of northern India, prasad, in southern India it would still be pronounced prasada or prasadam, modern in northern India pronounced prasad, particularly in Hindi and Gujarati and so on. And the prasad is that calmness of mind that you want the deities to have towards you. So they look upon with kindness, benevolence, and favor as a result of the mind where all these impurities have settled to the bottom. And by further extension, the prasad is used to mean like an offering, typically of food or sweets or something like that, as a token offering to the shrine of your deity to propitiate the deity in order to produce the prasada in the mind of the deity, to make that deity act benevolently towards you. As I said, in modern India, the word prasad has transferred from the state of mind described as prasada to what you are offering to the deity. You offer prasad. And in the Dhammapada, we have in verse 1, manasache pasannena. In Sanskrit would be manasa chet prasannena, if with a prasanna, in Pali, prasanna mind, bhasativa karutiva, when one speaks or acts. So the mind in a state of prasada, that is a mind that is clear of these adventitious defilements that cloud it and cloud your purity and skillfulness of action. So sangramohi duhkepi, even in suffering, neva chittasya prasadam kshobhayet. One should not, and here specifically the Buddha nakshobhayet, should not disturb or allow to be disturbed. I think I mentioned earlier, kshobh is actually cognate with the English word, to shove or shift. But to shove just means to push something aside. In Sanskrit, it has more the meaning of disturbing. So, should not disturb or allow to be disturbed. Prasadam chittasya, the prasada of his chitta, the calmed nature, the undefiled, clearly seeing chitta. Sangramohi sahakleshai, for the battle is with the kleshas, with the defilements. Yuddhecha, and in warfare or in strife, in struggle, sulabha vyata, pain or discomfort. Sulabha is easily obtained or just common. In other words, he's saying the battle that we're fighting is with the kleshas, and it is a battle. And you are going to get hurt in that battle because Yuddhecha Sulabhavyata, hurt is common, hurt easily happens, commonly happens, Sulabha. yuddhe, in strife, in a war. So I'll read this through now once more before winding up this video. Here we are. So try and center this a bit better for you. Duhkepi naiva chittasya prasadang kshobayed buddha sangramo hi saha kleshaihi yuddhe cha sulabhavyatha. Notice I didn't mention it specifically. The sandhi here, instrumental plural on its own without sandhi, kleshehi with the visarga, but here we have the ai with visarga followed by a voiced consonant. Therefore, the ai becomes air, klesheir yudhe. So once more, duhke pinaiva chittasya prasadang kshobayed buddha sangramo hi saha kleshair yuddhe cha sulabhavyatha. And that's all on this video.